coffee all over the place. It's literally everywhere. Perfect. No. Say it's not true, dude. Literally just soiled my entire desk with coffee. Love that for me. Fantastic. That was a beautiful cup of coffee too. This little cutie used to be full of coffee. Now it's completely empty. Nice. All right, that's unfortunate. Now I want another cup of coffee though. I meant to have that Nightbot yesterday, actually. Yeah, what up, dude? I just spilled coffee everywhere. It was like this little espresso, and it used to be full, and I pulled my microphone over, and it hit it, and it just knocked it everywhere. So, like, I'm just now getting started. I have to clean all that shit up. Finish that little cutie off, I guess. And we'll get going. Today, my goal is to get the production MCP connected to things like Claude or Codex. Not using the API bearer, but using the OAuth pages. So Okay, so I do need to go in here to Railway. I forgot about this. Into production, change this to custom domain mcp.launch soku.io. Did I say HTTPS? No? Okay, it doesn't want it. mcp.launchsoku.io. I'm fairly certain that's what it is, but doink. Authorize. Let me just go back to stage just to make sure it's the same format. Stage.mcp, yeah. So when I'm doing stuff, I try and keep everything like uniform. Everyone, you might do this as well, but so all my subdomains, everything starts with stage. So it's stage-mcp in here, like the actual name of it. So the project is stage. The deployment to API is stage-api.stage-mcp.stage- whatever, because when you go into production, it's the same exact thing, just missing the stage dash, right? API, MCP. So it helps me just stay organized into deployments, environment variables, all that stuff. So helpful tip there. All right, attach the prod domain, create a workspace API key. I already did that. Settings, API keys. Staging requires a starter plan plus. Add it to your tool. So this doesn't work. I guess it doesn't know that. Cursor, Claude desktop. The only thing that's standing between working. Yeah. And this guy just messaged me about an R8. I'm looking to purchase an R8. Wait, let me focus real quick. Confirm root cause, commit. It's a real bug, merge and commit. It's not a bug. I just need to generate the database tables. So I don't think. So if I go into Claude, let's just say. And let's see what errors it gives us. We'll go to customize, connectors, plus add a custom connector. Let's see. Launch Soku, and we'll do HTTPS. We'll do stage dash. I'm almost positive I haven't done the database migrations. MCP dot launch soku.io. Add. Checking connection. I need to go and delete this because it's going to annoy me. All right, so we have this going. It's probably going to give me, couldn't connect. Let's see why. Cancel. look at this guy. No response. MCP registration failed. Is it the only one? Alright, well, I'm going to try and get my database migrations done. I'm almost positive that's A, what I need to do, but B, schema migration. Only edit the schema Prisma to add back relations and create the migration SQL. Create only. Applied to no database. You review, then migrate and deploy and stage prod yourself. Safest. And apply to local dev DB. Which database is your front-end error coming from? Yo, what up, dog? What's good, what's good? I'm continuing on the path to get the MCP connected to Claude itself. So I need to do some database migrations. I need to check the OAuth integration. So locally submit. I started off stream. I was telling Jez earlier, I started off stream like the literal first second. If you go back and look, I think it's on there probably. I pulled my mic over and I spilled coffee everywhere. So it was a delightful first 3 minutes of stream. Yes. All right. So you probably can't see it on, I mean, you can't see it on stream, but you can observe my frustration. So annoying, dude. It was everywhere. It was a little cup of coffee. Like I do basically a little Americano, but it's tiny. So it's not like a full cup or like a full mug. I do like little espresso cups like this, and I'll do like, you know, that much just espresso and the rest water. Sometimes I'll do like a latte or something, but yeah. So I was hoping to be able, wait, what? I don't need to do that. I was hoping to sip on that for the day, but that's not gonna happen. Okay. Was there a... Was there a file that got left out? That doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, so we can still open. Actually, I want to do that in parallel. Claude, because I want to be able to test this locally whenever I want. Claude. As a part of the pnpm dev terminal command, I want to add another terminal process to start the local MCP environment so that I can test locally versus having to test in stage or, God forbid, production. But I wanted to display the local host 6842 or whatever it was. In the console on npm dev. pnpm dev. pnpm dev. So we can do that in parallel. Hardly ever do I run. You can smell the frustration. Hardly ever do I run multiple agents in parallel. It's only if I'm like working on adjacent features or adjacent tasks, not even features, like the same feature. I think working on this is my problem with agentic coding and like some of the tools out there is like I can't keep track of multiple features at once, which begs the question, like, not begs the question, even in enterprise level, MCP inspector UI, MCP, yeah, this, like in enterprise level software companies, one dev isn't working on more than one feature at a time. It's just not like simultaneously. Like maybe he'll work on one or two features a day or one or two bugs a day, but he's never doing them in parallel ever, like myself included. I never work on more than one feature at a time, even in big software shops. So the idea of coding 15 features at once in parallel is, I think, the wrong mindset to be in. Like, you're going to introduce not only bugs, but like mental overload. This is just my humble opinion and my own experience in working in a Fortune 100 company. Let's go over here. This is the same one, 2001, because this should, what we're doing over here right now should fix this, because it's like a database thing. It's now queryable. I'll probably need to restart the dev server. this is web. I don't turn on bypass permissions. I kind of like to see what it's doing just in case. That's a flag, yeah? You run Claude with like -- dangerously accept all whatever. Dangerously skip permissions, yeah. I should probably do that. But I like to see what it's doing. Ah, shoot. Oops. I'll do that next one. So I'm gonna clear this, wait for this guy to finish, and then rerun npm dev. And it should show up in my Turbo Repo TUI, my Turbo Repo terminal UI. It should show up as another item that I can just tab down to and then look at, which will be nice. Okay, verified migrated. So when I start this again, npm dev install npm dev. Yes. It's still fixing this, so it's gonna error out. Wait for this one to finish real quick. This should be working now. Yeah. How often you guys go through and audit your memory and context files? Should get stale if left alone for too long. I don't use context files, dude. Like I don't have any of that stuff in here. What I've always done, and I haven't gotten to yet in this project, But because I have my documentation website in here, like in the mono repo, like this serves as kind of my context for my whole app, both user facing and internally, right? Usually I'll have two different documentation sites. One that'll live at like help.mydomain.whatever, and the other one will be docs.mydomain.whatever. And so the docs one will be internal documentation for how systems were built, like the architecture and stuff like that. And the help one will be user facing, that helps users figure out how to use whatever platform it is. So as a part of my workflow, like I said, I'm just doing the boilerplate right now, so I haven't set any of that up yet. But in feature writing, I'll have it go do, like I have it in this Excalidraw thing. In the feature writing process, part of my requirements is to write this, right? Part of the coding agent writes the features, unit tests, end-to-end tests, internal documentation, which is what I was just talking about, and the public help docs. And so having both of these in there, from my experience, is like the most context that we need. And like, I tend to be able to one-shot features really, really easily. And part of the same workflow, new window, I'll just give you an example. Ooh, this one. And if we go into like my Claude MD, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this, jeez. It was here last time, so this isn't as robust, but phase 6 of the feature writing workflow is to update the docs, which is a skill. And the skill defines to sync documentation with the code changes, right? So anything I do or anything we do during that session for the feature should get updated. And so as a part of the commit and the feature branch, we should always have updated docs, which serves as context. Now, the problem I see with this long term is if and when you build like a massive project, there could be bloat, right? There could be like documentation bloat. So this is an example, right? This is the docs, internal docs, and this is the help site. So just so you know, I'm not BSing. This is literally what I do. But like if you're gonna build like some sort of massive, SaaS application that it's very convoluted and lots of different use cases, lots of different UI, lots of different API endpoints, features, et cetera, I could see how this could probably get really bloated. But yeah, that's just what I do right now. It might change in the future, but I find really great success with that workflow. Yo, what up, New Mind? What's good, dog? All right. Couple things worth sanity check. Turbo's 2E mode. UI 2E gives you pane, so the banner, yeah, hold on. PNPM install. PNPM dev. Let's go see if our MCP, can you go away, dude? MCP inspector, doink. So it should be this little cutie right here. I should just be able to go to this. No. I was forgetting this TUI, the command for copying is not command C, it's just C. So I should be able to go here. Nice. And it starts. And it already connects to localhost 303. At high level, what is this project? I should have set up the Nightbot last night, but I didn't. High level, it's two things. The first one that I'm building right now is enterprise grade boilerplate application for you to build any SaaS application on top of. That is very opinionated and stuff that I've built in the past and something that I will be using to build in the future. But it's all this basic tooling, right? And so it allows you to build features and not infrastructure. You don't have to worry about all the nuts and bolts of how SaaS is supposed to work under the hood. It's kind of all done for you. And then you build your features on top of this. And then what I'm building on top of this after I finish it is version 1, V1 of something I already built, V0. It's called MySoku or Soku or whatever. And it's basically like a content distribution and repurposing application for social media. But I'm not going to go into this because I'm not even building this right now. But this will be after I finish the launch Soku site. Basically, I'm building something that I'm going to use for an enterprise level app that has MCP, CLI, API, UI, all that stuff. And I'll be offering this to people, whether it's free or otherwise. I don't know yet. I was talking about this yesterday. It's like I don't really have any monetization plans for this launch Soku part, for like the infrastructure part. Would I like to sell it? Yeah, probably. But like I was saying yesterday for the homies, like it doesn't cost me anything to give this away. Like it costs me time. It costs me all the time that I've been spending building it. But I'm building it for myself, so I don't know. I'll probably sell it at some point in the future, but for now, while I'm building it and setting everything up and like doing it all in public, probably anyone who like joins and I vibe with, to be honest, it's like, yeah, just if you want it, just let me know. I'll send you a link and gate it somehow so that like everyone can't get it, because like I am a capitalist at the end of the day. I'm not gonna lie about it. I think everyone wants to build cool tools for cool people that they can do, you know, whatever they want and be paid for their expertise. But for this, I don't know yet. We'll see. All right, so staging. So if I go here, 2001, hopefully we don't error out this time. Okay, sick. Dashboard, MCP. This is gonna gate me, which is fine. But now we have, so I want to do those same migrations. Migrations for stage and production databases. I always forget to use the own tool that I built. I need to change the colors though, because like I had it go in and replicate. I can't even remember what website it was, but I connected Playwright to Claude, And when I was building like this voice dictation app that I could just use locally instead of Whisperflow, because I ran out of tokens, I was like, oh yeah, just go copy this website, and it came out looking pretty zesty like this. Like, for a guy like me, I don't like the bubble looks. This is very like Asian anime kind of thing, which I spent most of my life in Asia actually, but I didn't like how this turned out, but I just kept it because I'm not a big styles guy, as long as it works. And so, yeah. Yes. I can't remember what project or what website I modeled this off of though. It was a cool looking website. I do like how it like made this like little drop shadow right here. It's kind of cool, like a little three-dimensional. And when I push record, you know, this one comes on and does that too, which is kind of cool. But yeah, anyways, it's a little mini rant. All right, I'm just trying to set up this MCP, dude. Just trying to get this little cutie going. Still missing. Yes. In the workspace API keys and MCP bare auth was broken. Now it's fixed. Your DB. Okay. Uncommitted Prisma. New migration folder is live in the fixed branch. You must commit and merge them before, otherwise the repo source of truth won't exactly match the live databases. The migrate deploy is item potent, so when the branch later reaches the stage main, CI will simply skip the already applied migrations, no conflict. Cool. I guess I just -M. Git push. As a part of the OAuth consent, wait. As a part of the OAuth consent, won't I need OAuth consent screens in the front end? I believe that is in the spec that we went through to implement the MCP OAuth integration through BetterAuth. Check and verify to see that we have everything we need to get this running as far as the OAuth integration goes for the MCP. What's your setup? Do you have multiple screens? Yeah, I have like a 32 inch, like right here, or 36. I don't know what it is it actually 30 something right here. And then I have a vertical monitor over here. Vertical monitor I really just use for streaming stuff, streaming info, comments and stuff like that. And then actually over here, so the screen that you guys are seeing is only some of the 36 inch screen that I have. And then there's a little section, like a little to the left, I guess, or to my right, that's open, that I can like look at stuff that like API keys or stuff that I want to see off screen. It's just like a little more screen real estate that I can do stuff off screen on, or off stream on. I kind of want to get 2 of these guys. Is it LG? I think it was LG. Yeah. Is it this one? I thought it was, oh, it's this one, Samsung Odyssey. I want 2 of these, and I want them stacked on top of each other. Like I want 49, 49 for max blue light to penetrate the eyeballs. These used to be like $1,500. All right. Yes. Okay, what is this doing? Don't care. Let's go to GitHub real quick and go to launch Toku. End of stage. Yes. Let's make sure all of our little cuties pass. Just curious if you had posted your WhisperFlow clone to an open repo. Completely understand if not. No, I haven't, but I should because I don't really care. I should do that because this is on Mac only though. So if you don't have a Mac, it probably won't work. I don't have a Windows machine, and so I can't really test to see if it works. I'm sure I could do like a virtual machine or something and figure it out. But this isn't really something that I intended on working on. Like I was using WhisperFlow one day and I hadn't really used it in the past, but when I started streaming, I started using it more because I feel like it's better for people to hear like what I'm saying and stuff instead of typing it out and being all silent and shit. And so I ran out of like free usage on WhisperFlow and I was like, this is $12, which isn't a lot of money, but like just another subscription. I was like, I don't want to pay for this, dude. And I was like, you know what? Let's go on a side quest. It's somewhere back in the stream, actually, like day 4, maybe day 5, day 4. I did a little side quest and got this working in a couple hours. There were some bugs that I had to work out. I'm not gonna lie about it. But this works great now. I push down the function key and it records everything I say. All I have to say, I will try to get this on an open source repo in GitHub, and maybe tomorrow I'll post it in the description of the URL or description of the video or something. Or actually, I forgot. I just started a Discord yesterday. Maybe I'll post it in there for anyone who wants to use it, because it's pretty sick. It doesn't have like the little, you know how WhisperFlow has like the little thing down on the bottom where it like shows you where you're talking? I don't feel like I don't know if I can show you on my screen. But mine, it does like a little icon at the top of the Mac screen. Let me see if I can bring it up on OBS real quick. Maybe I can. How do I do this without like showing everything? Hold on, let me maximize this. Maybe that'll help. Maybe I'll maximize this. Ooh, nice, this worked. I love it when everything's green. Squash and merge. See ya. Okay, so if I go over here, yeah, there it is. And I zoom in quite a bit. Can y'all see that okay? You can probably see that. Yeah? Wait for it to show up. Yeah, so it's actually this icon right here. Is like the launch Soku one. And you can change this icon to whatever you want. Oh wait. Yeah, you can change this icon to whatever you want. But when I push record, it actually turns red, so I know that I'm recording. Because there was a bug in there when I was doing it early on that would like just randomly record without me saying anything or without me pushing down any buttons. So I kind of wanted to know when it was recording. So this turns red when it starts recording, which is kind of cool. All right, hopefully y'all were able to see that. Yeah, I'll try and add the repository. Just make sure I strip any keys or anything. The one thing that I did with this, I think the one reason why I haven't uploaded it yet is because I don't have any documentation on how to get it running, and also I wanted to add documentation in there so where you can change this icon yourself and make it look like whatever you want it to look like. Because there's a command. There's a command that lets you upload an image of a certain size, and then it changes that. It like will mutate that image to every size that's needed for any device that you're on using this application. So I wanted to add some docs in there to be like, you don't have to make it be called Soku Voice. You can change it to whatever you want. That's a part of open source that I haven't done yet, is like documenting how to change all that stuff. You know, changing this, changing the icon, changing, you know, the name, changing the little icon in the top of the toolbar, all that stuff. That's one of the main reasons why I haven't put it on anything yet, because like, if anyone downloads it, I want them to know how to customize it themselves and stuff. Also, now that I'm talking about it, I realize how fruity this thing is, dude. Say it, we'll type it. Down here it says made with love. Like I didn't do that. Or did I? I didn't do that. I'm not that guy. But this kind of shows you, I wish I could find the original website that I modeled this off of, because I feel like it did a really good job of cloning a lot of the different aspects about it. Like it's cute, right? Like it does cute stuff. Your dictation BFF. I didn't tell it to do that. Say it, we'll type it, yellow heart. Made with love, whatever. I'm sure there's other stuff in here that I don't even know that's in here. But yeah, it's like it not only copied like the colors and like the rounded borders, like the background and stuff, but it did like kind of like the branding voice too, like more cutesy or whatever, which to each his own, but I didn't ask it to do that. I just said copy this website and make it look like it. So, but yeah, I'll try and get that up there, dog. I got nothing against open sourcing this little guy. And can you show your Claude usage? Yeah, so this doesn't use Claude. This is a local model. So you'll download, so when you first install this, it actually downloads a local model, or asks you to. It's called GGML, and it's like 100 megabytes or something like that. And so this is all free, like, but all of that has code behind it, right? Yeah, for sure. This is all, this whole thing is free. So I can talk to this for literally forever, and it's free forever. I forgot to mention that part. That's the whole reason why I built this, was because I didn't want to pay for something. But you can add your Anthropic API key, and there's in the repo, I should put it right here too, but there's like a text field where it's like, do XYZ to the input that comes in, like clean up the ums, make sure there's no like other audio input signals. Because sometimes I don't use this because, again, I don't want to pay for it. But for instance, I'm going to be quiet for a second, but I'm going to let it record, and it's probably going to pick up my music, and it'll say something like brackets calming audio or something, or brackets some type of audio. So let's see if it does that real quick. Yeah, upbeat music. So if you don't talk and you record, the LLM still translates what that is in the background. It's still hearing stuff, right? And so I think that I could go in and update the prompt that I give to this LLM to be like, hey, remove this kind of stuff. But as a second level, a second tier, you can also put in your Anthropic API key and use like the lowest model, Sonnet, whatever, and be like, hey, clean up this transcription, and however you want it to do that, right? I should just pull up the repo real quick and show you guys. New window, open recent, Soku voice. So in here, components, prompts. Yeah, so right here, let's minimize this once. Yeah, remove filler words. So I guess I could add it right here too. Like, if the transcript doesn't, oh wait, let's just do never transcribe environmental sounds or depictions that you get from the background. Only transcribe spoken word. So I could do that in the rules for the first LLM, but then, oh, this is a cleanup assistant. This is Claude. I think this one. Is it this one? Yeah, so this is Claude's. Where's the original one? Yeah, the compelling part is that it's free forever. So there's other models actually that are bigger and they can do like more languages and stuff. But I only speak English and Thai, and I'm never gonna transcribe it to Thai. And so for me personally, like, this is This is MVP. So, but anyways, yeah, that was a little tidbit about this. But I'll work on getting it up and giving it out. Yeah. I'll probably just put it in Discord. It's not a plug to join the Discord. Like, you can just DM me on Discord if you want. I started the Discord just so we could like hang out with the homies after hours, because I was in here yesterday or 2 days ago, and I streamed at a time I don't normally stream, which is like during the day, because I had been streaming at night. And I met some homies over in Israel, and then one of them is Latvia. And I was streaming during the day, and I was like, bro, I miss the homies. Like, I'm streaming it when they're sleeping. And so I started the Discord so I could like chat with them. Yeah, see, even this repo right here, the Soku voice, it has 23 like uncommitted changes. And so even like this working version isn't even committed yet. That's how much I don't really care about it. For sure. Yeah, I got you, bro. I'll try and do it probably after stream tonight, later on tonight. So tomorrow I'll try and get it up in the Discord tomorrow. All right, where are we at? I can't remember the last thing I asked us to do. Okay. We can get rid of this one. Yeah, we can get rid of this one. And then I like this over here. We can minimize this really. Okay, that went to stage, and I want to push stage into main. OAuth query into search. Sweet. I forgot to start Ultra Code on this one. But to go back and show you my usage limits, I guess I forgot about that part, which you asked me to do that. This isn't on Ultra Code, so it's going to be super low, to be honest. Yeah, like 11%, and I've been on for about an hour now, doing 2 basic features. I do want to go in here, open with VS Code, and remove this because it's annoying me. Save it. We'll cancel out of that. Claude. The time zone is bad. I can't really watch streams from USA. I'm from Romania here and it's 11. Back to the salt mines? Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I was streaming earlier, like earlier on in like previous days. I started streaming at like 10 p.m. my time, which is like that morning, I guess, y'all's time, morning-ish. But then I ended up staying up until like 3 or 4 a.m., which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like, I like staying up late. It's just the waking up part that's hard. I wonder if he's serious. Like, did you actually work at the salt mines? That'd be crazy. Like, we use that as a figure of speech sometimes, but like, what if he actually worked at the salt mines? That's hard work, dude. If he does, I respect it. I mean, I respect anyone working anything, right? It's better than being a bum. But salt mines, dog? Damn. So everything smells like coffee right now, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's like unexpected, right? For anyone just now joining or joined a little later in stream, if you go back to second 1 of the stream, I pulled my mic over and spilled coffee everywhere. It's actually a big bummer. So you can see me visibly frustrated for the first 3 minutes of stream or so, cleaning all that BS up. I used Ultra Code for the first time 2 days ago, and then I used it again yesterday. And based on my workflow, based on how I build apps, my kind of folder structure in here, my agent skills, I personally, with Ultra Code and other ones too, am able to one-shot bigger features pretty much every time. I say one shot, like I still have to kind of like go do environment variable stuff, but like nuts and bolts of how it works, it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. So for example, 2 days ago, I did the API integration. So creating API keys, associating them with users, having API tiers, updating the API key to have dates of when it was last used, CRUD operations on the API keys, create, read, update, delete. 2 different forms of authentication for security on those API keys to even create them and be able to use them. The SHA-246 or 256 or whatever it's called, like the hashing. And then HMAC, which is basically one additional API key, one additional environment variable that's like hidden from every environment and just is injected during runtime, so that even if the database got leaked somehow in some way someone was able to unhash the API key, they still need that HMAC to use the API key, which is standard best practice. And Claude Ultra Code was able to do that. It took 2 hours. It took about 2 hours of between me talking to it and planning, which took about 30 minutes, 30 30-ish minutes. And then by the time I got it deployed, like I can actually show you. I'm not BSing. If anyone tells you they've done something in one shot and you don't believe them, ask them to show you the commit history. And that's the source of truth. It's the cheat code for finding liars. It's like, oh really? You did? Show me the git commit history. So, well, this squashed it. Now I'm gonna look like an idiot. Oh, commits right here. Feature API keys, clean up CI. I committed twice to make this feature. And every time which means you git commit something and it pushes up here and maybe it breaks. So this broke. Only 2 of the 14 things passed. Checks passed. I don't remember which ones failed. Doesn't show me those. Anyways, I pushed it once, tried to deploy it, something broke and it had to do with API keys. And I changed it and I cleaned up the CI a little bit. And that was it. So that was the first feature I've one shot since using Open Code, Ultra Code. And then the second feature was actually the one I'm working on right now, which was version 1, like was MVP, which is this little thing right here. Is this still on? Yeah. Connect. Basically building one endpoint, one tool for the MCP to use that's connected to everything, that uses the API key, all that stuff. And it one-shot this too. And I'll show you that. Is PR MCP yesterday. 6 commits. I do remember having to change. Wait, where did it go? Hello? Okay, so this squashed it. So it pulled in the API keys because it needed that, and I hadn't pushed it into stage yet. But feature MCP starter gate MCP server to get account tool, and it passed in one pass, right? And then everything I did after that was trying to get it to deploy to staging and production, which is literally what I'm doing today. Like I'm fixing that stuff today. But as far as like getting this going to where I can get the account connected to this API key, which I'm not going to show you, runs, right? So it gets my account from this website by just asking it like, hey, get account status or whatever. So that was a long-winded way of saying I use Ultra Code now. I just forgot to start it for this session, and it's goated. It is goated. God, I want my coffee that's gone on my table. It's like so annoying. All right, so now it's creating. Right now we have to go through OAuth to get So the reason why this is kind of like a heavier lift is because this is a multi-tenant application, which means it has the capability of being a multi-tenant application, which means you can have an agency, like basically agency accounts. You can have an agency owner, and then you can have people that work in that agency, but then the person that works in that agency, let's just say, could possibly work for another agency too. Like who's to say like one person can work for one agency? So part of this with the MCPs and the APIs is during the consent flow, if a user is a part of one or more agencies or one or more workspaces, I call them workspaces, they have to select which workspace they want to allow the MCP to be able to be connected to, right? Otherwise, it's like they're going to ask questions about agency A, and they're going to get results for agency A, B, and C. So it's all that little stuff that a lot of people don't think about. And is this boilerplate application overkill? I don't think it's overkill. I think it's 90% of what solo founders need, like myself included, to start generating revenue and having like lots of product surfaces based on whatever features you want to build. Oh, dude, it's kind of cooking in this office, dude. Kind of burning up right now. One thing I can't do locally is Claude AI add custom connector against the deployed staging. That requires this code on stage web first. So the path is commit, yes. Deploy to staging, push to stage, and then run the curl chain. Then run the curl chain 401 PRM metadata and the connector smoke test from the spec. So you're saying this branch on a fixed branch gate exempt. The stale feature MCP OAuth branch already exists. You may want to consolidate PR. Well, I already pushed it in, so. Git add git commit -m. OAuth front end plus db git push. How much do you, that's nice, but 2 hours of ultra code. Do you use a $200 plan? And do you have any idea of how many agents did spawn? No, I have the $100 plan. Max. Let's see if you can see it. It's just $100 though, I want to say. Adjust usage. I guess I have the pro plan? Wait, I don't know. I know I pay $100 for it. Yeah, current plan is 5x more usage than pro, so $100 a month. I could upgrade to this one, but I literally never run out. You can go, I mean, it's gonna be hard to find it, so you might just have to believe me. But I wanna say during that whole session yesterday, it was like 4 hours on stream, and I talk a lot too, like in between it doing stuff, but I only used like one session window, like the 5-hour window or 6-hour window or where it was. And I wanna say I got up to like 70% usage or something like that with open code or with ultra code. So I think that, you know, because I always hear people complaining about token usage and like how to mitigate and how to like minimize token usage and stuff. And I've never run out. And I build pretty hefty applications and pretty hefty features. As far as the idea of how many agents did it spawn, I want to say various times throughout whatever I was doing. I want to say various times throughout what I was doing, I saw it spin up to 8 like sub agents. But I want to say like it did like 3 or 4 a couple times. It did like 5 a couple times. It just depends. But I think it spun up like 8 for like exploration during the initial doc writing process. But what I was saying just a minute ago is like everyone complains about token usage. But I literally never run into that. And I'm building, this project is massive. And I think it's just the way that I do things. You know, I can't confirm anything specifically. But I think having agent skills that pertain to only your stack, right? Which my stack is this. And so I have agent skills that revolve around every one of these that are available. And the ones that aren't, I write for myself. I have guidelines on how I like it to write code. Everything's in a mono repo. Everything gets end-to-end tests. Everything gets unit tests. And so there's not really a lot of back and forth. I mean, this whole time I've been yapping to you boys. I've prompted it like 4 times maybe. Right? And it's following everything that I want it to do because everything's in here. All my apps are in this mono repo. All my agents are in agent skills or Claude skills or whatever. And I have gates along the way, right? And so and superpowers too. I forgot to mention that. I use superpowers to plan out every feature. And I think that really helps with token costs because I'll write the feature implementation plan with Claude one time, and it comes up. We come up with this big plan to write our features out. It's massive. It's like 500 lines long, and so it knows exactly what to do, and then it just does it because we have like this, folder system. Mono repo structure, quality gates, all that stuff, and I'm able to one-shot features, really close to one-shot. I'm not gonna say one-shot. Almost every time though. So I don't really understand people who are running out of token or running into token limits, especially on the $100 plan. On the $20 plan, I could see it for sure, but not for the 100. I can only speak to my own experience, like I don't know how other guys do stuff, but it's just what I do. So all right, we pushed everything. Let's go back in here. It's not feature MCP, it's stage. Before I do that, I want to new. This is on fix better. Right? Yeah, because that's the one I just committed. Okay. Create pull request. Since this is just front end, it should skip this. So it should be pretty quick. Good job, bro. I'm going to keep you on in the background while working too. Hey, I appreciate it, dude. GG903. If anyone hasn't checked out superpowers yet, like the skill or the plugin, I would check that out for sure because it helps you write these big these big feature docs, like spec plans for everything that you do. And you'll have like feature archaeology too. Like, oh, how did I build this again? Like, what was the plan? You know, if you want to go back. And so if anyone wonders like, oh, how'd you build your MCP, dude? I could, if they use my same stack, obviously, I could just give them this file. Like, hey, this is how I did it. So. Wait for this to deploy. Then the front end should be live. I'm gonna have to turn off my VPN to test it, but we should be Gucci, hopefully. Am I using the model Opus plan? Found that out today. No, I don't think so. I've never heard of that. Model. No, I use 4.8. I don't know what Open Plan is, or sorry, Opus Plan. Maybe it's a new feature. You have to download the new Claude update. Download the most recent version. See if it's in there. Claude. Model. Yeah, I don't see it. It plans with Opus and executes with Sonnet automatically. Yeah, no. I don't see it. Let me look at Opus Plan. Model configuration. Opus Plan is a smart feature in Claude Code that saves tokens and quota. Automatically spits out your coding tasks, and 2 uses the smart Claude Opus model to plan the steps. Okay. Model Opus Plan. On the next feature, which I thought about what was going to be earlier this morning, and I just forgot. On the next feature, though, I'll try that. I have to focus and get this MCP thing running, though. All right, all my checks passkeyed, which is dope. Web's working. So I should, in theory, I think, be able to go in here to customize connectors, add a custom connector, call it stage dash launch soku, go https stage dash mcp dot launch soku dot io. I think. Yeah, no, for sure. Thanks for sharing. I'm gonna try it for sure. I'm not locked into any process until proven wrong, right? Like, or until proven right, I guess. Like, if I use something, are you serious, dog? Like, if I use something and I don't see the benefit, like, I said yesterday, I'm just a simple, goofy guy, dog. And when stuff works for me, I tend to stick with that. Stage launch soku https stage dash mcp dot launch soku dot io. Let's see. Server already exists. Let's try this. Dang it. Couldn't register the service. You can try again. Or add it again with let me see. I gotta disconnect my VPN real quick, so the stream might cut off. Opus plan plus superpowers plugin saves you a lot of tokens, execute fast, and plans like an architect level. Yeah, I'll have to try it out, dude. I'll have to try it out. Yeah, but I have to disconnect my VPN real quick. So the stream might cut off at some point. If it does, I apologize. Why, dog? It does this to me. I gotta figure out my VPN situation, dude. What happens if I go... web source app OAuth consent? Let me go to here first, actually. App dot launch soku.io. Sign in. No. Yeah, I'm aware. Did this not send? I just got here just now. What are you building? Building two things. The first one is what you see right now, like all this stuff in VS Code, which is, oh my god, which is a very opinionated production level application that has all of these tools in it. That's good for any SaaS application looking to get 95% of the way there as far as like starter. So you'll have API, MCP, CLI, obviously database, auth, billing, agentic coding capabilities with like all of my agents and stuff. So like everything you see me build in here, Marco, is like what you'll be able to do on your own. So I commit my agent skills to Claude and to agents so that, you know, whoever clones this repo when it's done is able to have everything I use to build this. So obviously I'll strip out some of like what I'm going to be using I'm using this to build my next app too, but I kind of wanted to build the infrastructure for my app in public to show like what I'm doing, my decision process, the technologies that I'm using, obviously all of these things, why I'm doing it. Oh, I just remembered the next feature that I'm doing. So the next feature that will come out of the box with this Launch Soku app will be a token credit / debit system, so that if and when someone were to use this and have AI features within it, they'll be able to provision and then credit and then debit tokens based on usage, whether it's API, whether it's MCP, whether it's, you know, in the UI itself, so that you can offer token usage, or you can offer, you know, what do you call it? You can offer tokens as a part of like your billing structure. So like $49 a month gets you X amount of usage plus 1,000 tokens or whatever. So then you can do top ups to make more money on usage, or, you know, different billing tiers, you'll get more tokens. So like Pro, you'll get 5,000 or something, and then the more they use it, it'll deduct or add or whatever. So that's going to come as a part of this too, which is the next feature, which maybe I'll try and use, what were you saying? Opus plan for that. See how it works. Very amazing idea. I'll be here supporting. Hey, I appreciate it, dog. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mostly stream on here, and then I stream simultaneously to TikTok, but there's like zero motion on TikTok. But I have some links down in the bio. If you want, you can come hang out. I just created a Discord yesterday, just for the homies to hang. Feel free to go join the Discord. There's like nothing in there though. Like, I don't really have plans for anything I'm doing right now. It's just like I'm building and I'm streaming while I'm doing it, and so everything that kind of happens along the way is kind of like off the cuff. So, but yeah, dude, come hang out. I'm getting annoyed with ship branched. I already did that. Do you want? I already did that. Manually apply migration now, because I already shipped it to stage. From stage 2 main. Why did you say it failed? Six days ago. This is production, sorry. Stage. MCP. That was ages ago. Deployment canceled. No, go back. What are you doing? You're betraying me. GitHub. My God. I want to view details. Are you cracked in the head, dude? Wait, so this is stage, this is main. Doesn't matter. Alright, I'll do some environment variable stuff off screen real quick. App, API, env local. Okay, like. I don't think I'd worry about that. I need to go into Railway. Copy some environment variables real quick. This is API and staging. API, variables, raw editor. Yeah, all these. Save. Prod. API, variables, raw. This is prod. Okay. And then MCP, raw, copy. We'll go MCP, prod, paste. And then stage, MCP, variables, raw, copy, stage, paste. Nice. All right, let's get rid of these. I think that should be good. It might be a little low. It might be a little low. I know the music is typically pretty low. It's usually like kind of low background-ish. Or is my voice low as well? I can turn it up a skosh. That's better. I do tend to mumble a lot though, but that's just a me problem. Alright, let's go into the neon real quick and just make sure I have all those tables in there. Yeah, I do. The voice was low? Okay. Yeah, and I was like pointed away from it too. So I appreciate the looks though. Alright, JW. Okay, so that worked. OAuth refresh token, nothing in there. OAuth consent, nothing in there. OAuth client. Alright, so those will need to be populated. What about productionis? Okay, those are in there now. So it it was probably doing them before. Oh shoot. Push what branch to stage? Redeploy the staging API, rebuilds with aware Prisma client. I'll deploy myself because I already did it. Because this is on GitHub. Let's go clear this. Okay, so what? So now that's there's no open pull requests. I'm confused. I already did this. So confused. Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get a Dr. Pepper while this is deploying. Okay. So now we're in stage. So I think this should be deploying right now. 18 seconds ago, it skipped though. That's the stage. And then let's look and see GitHub. Let's look and see what does stage have any changes that I thought I literally just did this. Settings, general, pull requests. Settings, general, pull requests, allow squashing and merging. I don't know why that was on. I don't like that. Let's see what these little cuties are doing. All right, that one merged, or that one deployed, which is sick. That one deployed, which is sick. This is going into main from stage. This was just working the other day. What happened? working locally, so that must mean one of my keys is wrong. This is the sandbox. So that must mean one of my keys is wrong. Nice. Oh, it's probably this. Billing allowed origins. Billing allowed origins? Well, no, that's right. On the API. Stripe webhook secret. That's the same. It must be the allowed origins. Let me see. API. I'm a little thrown right now why it's working in Sandbox, but it's not working in production or staging. What up, dog? That's the API. Variables. In local development, my Stripe integration is working, but in stage and production environments, I'm getting 500 errors. I think it's due to the allowed origins. Do I need to add an asterisk behind the domains to accept every route, or is it just the root domain? Yeah, so I'm getting logs in Sentry. That was 21 hours ago. I don't think they'd be showing up in it would either be in Vercel or this is a sandbox. In Vercel or here. Events. Yeah, I can't remember if it's a wildcard or not. Customer created today at 9. Your computer, so it did it when I came in. So it's the front end. I don't think this has anything to do with Stripe though. Please ensure well-known auth exists. Failed to decrypt private key? What does this have to do with Stripe though? Does this have to do with Stripe though? Yeah, maybe so. I just don't know what. I didn't add anything that had to do with. Because if I go here to Postman and do this, I mean, it should, if I disable Cloudflare, nice. If I disable. Hello? Yeah, so the API still works, so it's just, I don't know, I'll pass it in there and see what happens, but service API's key is unset. All requests will be throttled by IP only. I'll copy these. And these. Well, that was earlier though. I think I already fixed that issue, but yeah, I guess I could go here and try again and see what shows up. Wait. Oh, so it's this. Failed to decrypt private key. Better auth. Yeah, so it's this. It can't tell who I am. Maybe I missed a API key somewhere. Because I don't even know what key it's talking about. Better auth error. That's post hog. So that's got nothing to do with it. Oh, it's probably this. Signing key. Because this is the one this is what we just added. I don't know why we'd be messing with Stripe though. Because it gets that we're logged in, right? It's connecting to the database. Wherever it was. Failed to fetch. Failed to fetch what? Next public app URL. But it's hitting. Yeah, there's nothing in there. Also, what's good, dog? I haven't seen you in a couple days. We gotta go. You been good? Yeah, I don't understand why. Also need to remove that. I think this is a front end issue, dude. post just now. Better auth secret. You know, it would be a cool feature actually, now that I'm thinking about it. For VS Code or whatever people are using for what would it be in? Would it be a streaming software? Would it be a plugin for like OBS or something? But it would be cool if you could create something that lives inside of streaming software or something to where no matter what like window you're in, if it detects, like it has to be real time, right? If it detects private keys or env variables or whatever, it automatically blurs that section of the app out. It'd be kind of dope. I feel like that would be very technically difficult, especially real time. Unless you delayed the stream, well no. Yeah, unless you delayed the stream by a couple seconds. Chances are, I missed an environment variable somewhere, because anytime I've run into a confusing error like this, it's always been an environment variable. Let me go look at Railway over here. Stage API, variables, better auth. So I have that in there. Okay. So env staging for the web and API are different for the better auth secret. Seriously? secret. Copy for stage. Better auth secret. No, idiot. Edit. Better auth secret. Doink. That's preview. Save. And then we'll go in here. Let's go into this is stage APIs. Producciones. API variables, better auth, secret, copy. Yeah, okay, well, that maybe should work. So, actual question, no asterisks, the original aren't the cause. Cores allowed origins mismatch, can't produce 500. Billing allowed origins check. Billing controller those of 400 never have 500. An origin has no path. Okay. I have to delete this? Really? Yeah, dude. Liquid DNB is good stuff, and it's like royalty free, so you can listen to it on YouTube, and YouTube won't hate you for it. That's why I listen to them, and it's good music. Yeah, redeploy. Preview. Sure. Yeah, definitely. Definitely, dude. Let's go into deployments, and we'll redeploy this too. I think I need to, but I think. Oh, I appreciate it, dude. Thank you, thank you. It's a work in progress. We're getting close though. Tomorrow we're adding a token credit / debit system, so anyone who would want to offer like AI tools within the app that will cost them money to use, it's like not bring your own API key kind of functionality, that'll be in the box too, or out of the box. All right, let's go turn this off. I'm gonna turn off the VPN real quick so it might cut out. I apologize in advance. You gotta be kidding me, dude. Well, this is in stage, so, or in the real one, so let's go check the deployment. Preview passed, so let's go into stage-app, see if that one got fixed. confused. Papa Bear's confused, boys. I will say 500 errors are the most ambiguous. You gotta figure out where it's coming from. Okay, it's this. Right? $438. Yeah, failed to decrypt private key. Either clean up. Oh, failed to decrypt private key. Make sure the secret currently in use is the same one used to encrypt the. Let me just make sure it's in prod too before I start mouthing off. Oh, this one's a different error. thought I changed that. This is a cores error. It's Cloudflare. So this is for staging in the app. Staging API, and then web staging. Web staging, which is this. Better auth secret. So now we're going to go into Railway, dashboard, API, variables, better auth. We'll go to raw. Better auth secret. This is production. That was close. Staging, variables, raw, better auth secret, paste that little cutie, update. And we'll go into MCP, do the same thing. Better auth secret, save it, run it. Now we'll go into Vercel, into the web, environment variables, better auth secret. This one, edit, save, and then we'll do one more for production too. This is just production. Save. Redeploy. And then also redeploy stage. And then in here we need to go, deploy. And then production, API, variables, raw, better auth. We'll change this one, Save it. And we'll change this one. Nice. Deploy. All right, if it's the environment variables, that should fix it. It may not be, but we shall see. I hate this part of development, which means I should probably build some tool around it. I used Doppler to begin with, but it was too confusing for this workflow. So we'll wait for those to deploy real quick. Both the front end and front end and API, and then so that's staging. We need to go to prod and change those two. Better auth secret. This is prod. Save. This is prod. Better auth secret. Save. Okay. Okay, these both deployed 2 minutes ago. Nice. What about Vercel and the front end web deployments? Previews building. Is that on stage though? I need to do this one. I think I did that. I think that's what it's on. Yeah. So we'll wait for this to finish. I already did that. So all I actually need to do is this one. I did these basically already. I just did them manually. So let me go try and run this real quick. Wipe the stale key stage database. I think I did that manually too just now. I already rotated the keys in the environment variables in Railway and Vercel. I just need to remove the stale key from Postgres from Neon. Okay. So that deployed. Let's just go do a quick test, I guess. I don't think it's gonna work, but I could be pleasantly surprised. Nice. Why is it still doing this? Maybe it's because it didn't. Maybe it's because it didn't wipe from Postgres yet, or sorry, from Neon yet. It's probably this. Let me delete this. This is stage. And go back into here. Yeah, that was what it was. Because now if I go back in here, it'll have it. Yeah. So if I go to MCP. Okay, nice. Yeah, that's what it was. It was environment variables. So silly. That shit's so annoying. Okay, now I think I should be able to go in Claude, like I was trying to do to begin with, before I embarked on this side quest of misery. Into connectors, add my own. Oh wait, did I already add it in here? Launch Soku. Not gonna lie, this has been a boring stream. No, it's /MCP. All right, let's see if that works. Gotta turn this off. Confused. The registration failure occurs before login at Claude's post to the advertised registration endpoint. I'm narrowing 3 boundaries: MCC, MPC, MCP, protected resource metadata, better authorization server metadata, and the OAuth2 register. Response and I'll find. Yeah, it might be, for staging, it's app.launchSoku, but we need to add whatever Claude expects. So if I go into Railway, into Stage, and go look at the logs, are you sure, little bro? What's up, dog? I'm building a enterprise level SaaS boilerplate that is very opinionated, and we'll be able to. You'll be able to build. Is this thing still running? 3,000. Yeah. The idea of it is you'll be able to clone this repo and then just start, have to deploy everything first, obviously. But then after that, you should be able to use your coding, agentic coding tool of choice, and then just build features and not the infrastructure that goes around it. So it has all of these things. Like, it has a marketing site, it has a help site, API, MCP, CLI, end-to-end testing. It has all of, similar to Pi, I'm not sure what that is. Drop me a link, I'll let you know. It has all of the agents that complement every tool I'm using in here. And so for the most part, unless it's come down to like API keys and like deployment issues, some database migrations and stuff like that, I can vibe code really, really close to production. Obviously, there's more to it, but that's like the synopsis of what it does. I'm going to do a better landing page to show like all the features that it has. But right now, I mean, the landing page is in the bio. I don't know. This is for SaaS applications, so stuff that you deploy to the web or to an API and that other people use. Always allow. Always allow. Yeah, so like, just say you had an idea for an app or a service that you wanted to provide someone, or something that you built that an LLM could connect to. OpenClaw is built on Pi, so you're building a lot of the infrastructure. Cool. Okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know that OpenClaw is built on Pi. So this will allow you to do marketing for whatever your website is, whatever your web app is. And then the actual web app side, it'll... hold on. The actual web app side... It's like you'll have your features in here, but it also comes with an MCP that you can like tell your customers, like, hey, I actually offer an MCP too. Has a public API, it'll have a CLI, it'll have token management for like if you offer AI-based services within your app, it'll like do the credit and debit system for the billing out of the box for you. Like all that kind of cool stuff. So think of like 11labs.io, like all the stuff that they do, landing page. So if you look right here, 11labs.io is like their marketing website, and they'll have like a bunch of this stuff in there, which I'm going to add later. And then you log in. Well, they do a sub route, but whatever. So then you're in the app, right? And then you can go into credits and upgrade, right? You can buy new I feel like you can buy credits. Anyways, basically, if you go to 11labs.io, Launch Soku will be basically a boilerplate for everything that comes in here, more or less. I'm sure it'll be missing some stuff. But then say you wanted to create something like 11 Labs, you could. You just have to like write the feature code, not the implementation, architecture, distributed workflow systems, event-driven architecture, all of that stuff. Like, it's already to be built for you. So you just build your features. And I'm building this for myself, like as an aside, like I'm building this for myself for my own product called Soku. So when I'm done with this, I'm just going to use this to build my own thing, and anyone who wants this can have it. At least that's how I'll start off, at least. Like, I don't have any plans to monetize launch Soku right now, because like it costs me no money to make. It's just my time right now. You know, maybe in the future after I give it to, I don't know, 20 people, 30 people, maybe 50 people, and get some good feedback, fix some bugs. I'm sure there'll be some bugs in there. Fix some bugs and get it like super dialed. And then I'll sell it maybe. Like licensing or whatever. I'm probably gonna have to cut the stream short though. I mean, I've been going for a while already. This has just been a nasty kind of trying to connect to Claude with this. Because I have an appointment at 5:30. Well, I have to leave at 5:30 rather. Sage appointment return 200. Connecting the OAuth client. The failure is configuration, not better auth code. Claude was told to post to an unresolvable.com. Why is it .com? And the railway is running app image. I'm correcting those two staging settings now. I don't own a .com domain. Yeah, it's not Ether. It's like, it's not sexy, right? The idea, it's not a sexy idea, but I think that anyone who knows more than someone who's using something like Lovable knows that those apps aren't scalable, right? And so if you do build a good app and you get some good traction and somehow you get a lot of users, like you're gonna have to rebuild it from scratch, and you're probably gonna have to pay some developers or lose customers along the way because of downtime or whatever. And so in my mind, it's like, dude, build it the correct way first, and I'm just gonna give you a better chance of doing that. Boilerplate SaaS website with agent stuff like WordPress plus servers and AI and stuff. Makes sense. Yeah, pretty much. It's very opinionated though, right? Like there's no options. Like this is what you get. You get a Next.js front end deployed on a Railway backend with Neon Postgres database. Playwright, end-to-end testing. I mean, tons of stuff, right? Better auth for authentication, Stripe for billing. I'm not building this to cater to anyone, really. I'm building this based on my experience of building apps in the past, based on my experience in corporate America, based on my own experience, right? I can't speak to things that I haven't built. So like this works for me, this stack works for me, and I'm building in a way where it can be copy pasted into your GitHub, basically cloned into your GitHub, and you rename it, you change some styling to your own styling and stuff like that, and you start building your features. So that's kind of like the vision for it. It's hard. It's like, it's not easy setting up all this stuff, which is kind of the point, right? Everyone starts, from what I've seen, everyone starts a project with asking Claude to build the first feature, which is the opposite of what you should do. The first thing you should do is actually build up the marketing page so you can collect interest and tell your friends about it and tell their friends about it and post on social media about it, which Launch Soku also gives you, right? gives you a marketing website too. Gives you a marketing website, gives you a CRM that's connected to that, so that you can collect emails off the rip. Like, it's everything. It's gonna be sick. Built out of necessity for me, and then I'm just gonna give it to people. Like I said, probably like 50 people to begin with. Have them give me some honest feedback where it's hard to set up. I'll do some like deployment scripts and stuff like that that'll help people get onboarded quicker. I'm not sure what Codex is doing right now. Also, yeah. Yo, fam, what's good? Where do I get SaaS ideas? Out of necessity, bro. Like, you help people do stuff in real life, and you're like, oh, this is a bottleneck. This is something someone else is probably going to have an issue with. You fix it for them, for the person, the business, the consultant, the whatever. Allow always. Yeah. The realtor, the whoever, and then they use it, they like it, you get feedback, and then you turn it into something that someone can sign up for. That's how I've always built stuff, is like, I think about the movie Robots. It's like that old animated movie back in the day. It's really old. But the quote, see a need, feel a need kind of thing. It's like, you can't solve problems you don't know exist. You can't solve problems that you don't know exist. So you have to be enlightened somehow. And I think the enlightenment comes through like boots on the ground. Right? You can have an initial idea that you think is good for someone, but you don't really know until you ask them or go pitch it or whatever. But yeah, I just had an epiphany the other day, actually. What was it? It was a really good epiphany too. God, I should have wrote it down. It was around this topic. Oh, it's kind of like how really good Claude skills are written, right? Obviously, Claude came out with the skill writer skill, which is like a skill to write skills. Cool. It's dope. But the really useful skills are the ones from people who have had experience doing whatever it is that they're asking their skill to do. And so a pro tip that I have for myself that I started using is when I'm coding or when I'm trying to do client outreach or trying to do whatever, like, I'm going to do it manually within Claude first and get to my target outcome, right? I'll tell Claude, like, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. Like, help me get there. And then we'll either do it by myself or I'll work backwards or whatever. But I'm going to try and do it within Claude for a reason. And the reason is, once I get to the end of the line of the result that I wanted to get, and I got that result, and I have all this context window, 1 million plus tokens or whatever, of context window of like me going back and forth with Claude on how to get to where I got, which was my goal, I'll then, based on the experience that we built together, be like, hey, use this skill writer skill to write me a skill that'll do everything we just did when we use that skill. And so I'm then doing like a cheat code kind of for building a skill based on my own skill. Like, I'm saying skill a lot, but it's like I'm building a skill based on the thing that I already know how to do. Not, hey Claude, use a skill writer skill to help me come up with new content ideas. That's so vague. Like, you're never gonna get anything you want out of any skill if you create them like that. Conversely, if you work backwards and like you realize like, okay, I need access to the Instagram API. I need access to the TikTok API. I need to access to Appify to get keywords. I need to input my brand voice, how it likes, or how, it's going to know how I talk. We're going to need to get connected to YouTube DLP to download YouTube videos based on trending topics or whatever. But you're not going to know that you're going to need all that until you try and do it yourself. And Claude's not going to know that either, or any LLM for that matter. So that was a mini rant on how to come up with SaaS ideas, but it originates with a problem that you know exists. Hope that helps. I do have to bounce off of here though. I'm gonna have to. This is the first day in, 23 days that I have not achieved my goal on the day, for the day. Yes, which is super unfortunate, but I'll probably come back tonight after my appointment and keep crushing so I don't end the day on a non-W. I do want to work on the AI stuff. I'm personally an AI engineer, CS AI grad. Nice, dude. Just trying to figure out while I apply for jobs. So I want to launch my own product, so I'll think about it. I was wondering how you came up with this idea. Out of necessity. I came up with this idea out of necessity, right? Because I've built a lot of SaaS applications in the past for myself, for solo founders, for early stage startups, for funded startups, whatever. And you find yourself building the same, you find yourself choosing between different infrastructure patterns, right? Based on the need or requirement of the end goal, whatever it is, and you kind of work backwards from there. And so I've used this kind of same stack for a couple of them, and I keep spinning up new versions of it, every time or whatever. Or I'll join other teams that work, and it's like, oh, we're all using kind of the same stack. Yeah, what up, Chloric? And I see a lot of people getting into vibe coding that don't necessarily know how to code, and they'll start with like Lovable or something like that, which is great for a starter kit, or for a starter app, but it's very basic and minimal. And so, yeah, I figured I'll make this for beginners to intermediates that don't want to start from absolute scratch. And then I'm going to use this for myself too. Like, I'm building my next app on top of this. I'm just getting this to a starting point first. So, yeah. Were you here earlier, Caloric, or no? I can't remember. I've been on stream for a while, to be honest. No, we don't get any company credits. You get any company bonuses or credits for or something, like are you paying everything You're saying you're using some Google Cloud credits. I'm so sleepy right now. Texting is 4 a.m. Yeah, there's some typos, dog. You good though? No, I don't get any company credits or anything. That's funny, bro. Bro, join the Discord, dog. Join the Discord. Go to sleep, get some sleep, prioritize your health. There's a Discord link in the bio, I think. Join that and come hang out. We're kind of just some like dudes that like to build stuff. There's one channel called General. I just made it yesterday. So, come hang out, dude. That's really funny. It's 4 a.m. There might be many typos. The word typo has a typo in it. It's funny. Yeah, get in there, dog. We'll be around. Like I said, I'm about to sign off for the night, for now at least, just because I got to go. But yeah, we're all building together, dude. I feel like that's just the general theme. Is like everyone's building something, and we've all got more like expertise in different areas. So I originally created the Discord because I met some homies and they live in Israel, and I started streaming at a different time, and they didn't pull up, and they had come like 4 or 5 days in a row, and I was like, oh dude, I miss the homies. And so I created the Discord so we could all chat and stuff. Hey, it made me laugh, dude. That's really funny. Also, 4 a.m. 4 a.m. You're probably in Europe somewhere. Oh, India? Okay. Nice. That's early. It's either early or late, depending on which side of the pillow you're on. Well, I guess you're tired, so it's late. You're on my schedule, dude. I routinely stay up until 2, 3, 4 a.m. grinding on stuff. Oh, you're just getting started? Wait, you're waking up right now, or you're going to sleep? Yeah. Okay, yeah. You're going to sleep. Yeah, only psychos wake up at 4 a.m., dude. I've never been a morning person. You know, men have this realization in their mind at 3 a.m. We have to figure out, step up this, that BS. Yeah, now I'm locked in. Yeah, for sure. That's funny. Oh. Gotta stand up, dude. Dragon. Getting the MCP working was like very easy, but getting the MCP deployed to staging and or production has been been a day. Skip sleep today is insane. Skipping sleep today is insane. I say that, but I'm trying to find a weekend. It'd probably be a Friday, actually, to do a 24-hour stream and see how many features we can bang out in 24 hours. It's gonna be when this thing is done and I'm building like the features for my app to kind of prove that we can ship a crazy amount of features in a very short amount of time. So it'd be like a hackathon. It's like a feature fest. I should call it that instead of a hackathon, like a feature fest. Coin a new term. 24 hours to write as many features as possible with as few bugs as possible. That'd be insane. What is this thing doing? Feature fiesta? Maybe so. Buddy's here just for the music. It's chill music, dude. Yeah, this is a boring stream. I'm not even gonna lie about it. Debugging deployment issues, because all this stuff is working locally, which is dope. Dude, this thing is going to town. Mm-hmm. Okay. So did that do it? Okay. So we're in GitHub now. Pull requests. Stage had a pull request? Okay. I don't think it should have committed it to stage because that's crazy, but. So we'll go into Railway. That was ages ago. Let's go into MCP. Fixed OAuth discovery for MCP clients. Okay. Well, it deployed, so let's go back in here. Perhaps we disable access. Claude wants to connect your Launch Soku workspace. This will allow Claude to read your. Okay, allow. Fingers crossed, boys. We've been at this for about 3 hours now, just doing config stuff. Nice, dude. I'm so happy right now. I did not want to end the day on an L. All right, we're connected, dogs. Okay, so now I can go in here, I think. We are connected. Now I can go into, it's a regular old chat, new chat, and be like, hey, what's my account status on Launch Soku? What's my account status on Launch Soku? Fingers crossed, boys. It should connect. Okay, it's gonna ask us once. Claude wants to get account from Stage Launch Soku, which is the MCP server. Always allow. Here's your Launch Soku account details. Workspace. Chase. Oh, dude, so sick. So sick. All right, so this is gonna be a part of what ships for Launch Soku. Is once you deploy everything, once you get all your environment variables set up and all your different like Railway, Neon Postgres, Vercel, what I want to have happen is you click like, you go through like 10-step process after you get clone this repo, and you'll have your own working MCP that you can give to clients on a staging environment and a production environment within a day, like one day, and you'll have all this stuff. So that made me super excited. I've been working on that. I've worked on the MCP for 2 days. Technically, we got the MCP working in like 3 hours. And then this has been another 5 hours. How long have I been grinding on this today? I guess only 3.5 hours. It's not too bad. But yeah. This is going to be sick, boys. I'm stoked. So yeah. All right. Well, with that, those are the emotional highs and lows that come with being an entrepreneur, dude. I say low. Like, I wasn't down in the dumps about it. It's just annoying when you're working on one thing for more than... When I'm working on a bug for more than an hour and a half, I'm like, okay, dog, let's wrap this up. But yeah, and I almost left too. I actually texted. I was supposed to go to dinner. Was what my appointment that I was saying earlier. I was supposed to go to dinner with my fam, which I'm still gonna do. But I was just like, hey, I'm super close. So I text them, and my fam's super chill. They're very supportive of me and my ventures, as I am for them too, right? It's a give and take. But with that, we got a W in the chat. We got a W for the day. I'm super stoked. And tomorrow we're gonna work on the token implementation for Launch Soku, so that users will be able to... Why isn't this loading? Dashboard. So that users will have the ability to purchase more credit. I say credits, not tokens. There'll be a credit system that will give you access to AI features within your app, and that will you can deposit more, buy more, or they get withdrawn based on usage. So that's what we're gonna be building tomorrow. I'm not sure if we'll do live API calls to the model's cost, or if we'll just do a fixed cost per operation, and users of Launch Soku can decide how much or less they want to charge for the credits based on user usage within their own application. So what that might look like is, okay, if they offer image generation within their app, and it's not bring your own keys, and you have to give your API key, or create them an API key from your business account, but then you obviously have to deduct credits from their system. Otherwise, they'll just spam, and you'll be underwater with API costs. So say that you provision the starter account with 1,000 credits, and you offer like a transcription tool or image generation tool. And so for the transcript, maybe you just charge 1 credit because it's very low, lightweight. But for the image, maybe you choose to charge 5 credits. So that's what we'll be doing tomorrow, by the way. Not sure what time yet because I'm a free bird. I don't like to be tied down with schedules and stuff. Probably not the best business decision, but that's how I rock. It's how I roll. Also tomorrow, I might be taking the dirt bike out early in the morning, so depending if it's raining or not. Weather, well, I'm not going to show you guys exactly where I live, but yeah. Although I'm sure you could figure it out. But anyways, with that, I'm a bounce. I appreciate you guys chatting it up with me, joining the stream, keeping me company, watching me do. Hopefully you guys are able to crush whatever you guys are doing today as well. So, much love. Y'all be easy. Peace.